Okay, one of the great ways that we have, from a technology standpoint, started to change the industry. Again, board of directors using some of that investment money to say, how do we change the industry? We were light years behind the computer science industry, and we decided, look, somebody's got to do something about connecting all the different devices, getting devices in the manufacturing world to connect. Everyone's got their computer stuff with the USB and Bluetooth. That also connects easily. When's the last time you walked on the shop floor and took any of the great pieces of equipment you guys make or your distributors are integrating and had them all together seamlessly? Just doesn't happen. If you happen to have everything that was just one particular make, maybe it's a little bit easier, but even that, the things that you were buying for components from your suppliers, whether it be sensors, adapters, any kind of electronic component that went into your system, they didn't even probably connect very easily. There was an absolute positive need for some type of interoperability standard. And your association decided, look, we don't want to try to somehow figure out an angle to make money doing this. We need to have something that's open source. Open source is what the world is changing to. Obviously, you see it with Android, a lot of other what things are going on with most of the major development right now. GitHub, look at the action that's going on at GitHub coming up with open source software. It's what the wave of the future is. And your association, years in advance of some of that stuff kind of being mainstream, we're saying that's what we need to do here too. We need to have something that anybody could pick up, download for free, have be the standard that they can use to have all their devices get connected. And there's been tremendous traction in what's happened with MTConnect. If you look at right now, the Department of Defense has gotten behind this MTConnect challenge. $1 million venture on the part of the Department of Defense to challenge universities and engineers and people from around the world to come up with great applications for the use of MTConnect. Why would you think they'd spend their money doing that? They're looking at this saying, we need, if we're going to ever have to mobilize a manufacturing capability of the United States, we need to be able to have all that information, all the things that are happening with that equipment, driving at the highest level of productivity and seamless exchange of information. If we need things made, we need to be able to send them all different places, be sure devices and equipment that's going to be moved and set up can easily operate and quickly be ramped up. Not easy to do if you have disparate pieces of automation and technology that can't communicate and work together, and you can't get information on the productivity coming from that equipment. DMDI, the president's newest release of one of the National Network for Manufacturing Innovation Centers, opening up in Chicago. DMDI, in their spec, only had no proprietary products and no standards mentioned in any of the ones for any of the centers that have ever been opened. In the specification for the DMDI, they specifically mentioned MTConnect by name is the type of standard they expect people to get involved with that center. So DMDI, for those who don't know, Digital Manufacturing Design Innovation Center. It's that center in the United States that's going to be the main driver of figuring out how do we solve the digital kind of void in manufacturing technology and be sure we bring in the design technology, the 3D, the solid modeling capabilities so we have common communication as we're looking at different types of CAD models and simulation models. One of the main things that they're building in that center is the element that's going to connect all that information, MTConnect being the interoperability standard that allows things to be connected easily. Also in the world of robotics, NIST is on their second level of development. Programs that they're doing at NIST with the robotic operating system. Robotic operating system, ROS, is also an interoperability standard that's being created, an easy way to have robots do communication. They were looking at that and realized MTConnect, which they knew a little bit about, actually was very much in line with the type of model that ROS should be structured on. And if those two things actually work together, you immediately had seamless connection in a standardized interoperability manner between everything that's happening in automation and robotics with what MTConnect is doing for all the other devices they already started handling in manufacturing. And they're going even one more round of funding with outside people that we believe we should hear on something soon, where they've also brought in someone to be a strategic plan developer to actually help the MTConnect Institute have a professional group come in and develop a strategic roadmap for the standard as a NIST-driven program. So that's pretty good government interest from that standpoint from the right areas. Other interest, these are some of the top organizations that we work with that are up there because we actually have MOUs with these people. So OPC, one of the other major standard groups, could have easily tried to say, we can do everything MTConnect can do, you don't need us. OPC came in and not only said, we want to have an MOU with you, but we want to actually co-develop part of our standard off of what you're doing in MTConnect. America Makes, the new Additive Center, obviously, SME, the labs, Benet Labs. All of these groups are focusing on MTConnect is indeed everything that the board envisioned it could be more than 7 years ago when they decided to start investing some of your money in something we thought could change the industry.